Hey everybody, welcome on our channel. In this video we are gonna see, what if Naruto got harem with Azula, Korra and Suyin. Part 2. If you are new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe our channel and like the video too. So without wasting any more time, let's start the story. Jiraiya waits on a tree for Rashi. Thanks to his spies network he was able to narrow down the area. He will come this way, he thought. The ground shaked, Jiraiya looks towards Kiri and spot Igura transform, so they pushed him that far. Not bad, I see why Tsunade chosen them, he thought. Lava style. Scorching rocks jutsu. Jiraiya jumps out of the tree as several molten boulders comes towards him. The boulders turned the tree into Swiss cheese before it burst into flames. He lands on the ground as Rashi appeared before him. I thought I smelled a toad. Jiraiya grins, so you finally shown yourself. So, you found out what Iwa was planning. It wasn't that hard. Konoha will not allow Iwa to take Kiri. Han slaps his hands together, your village has been around far too long. It's time for Konoha to be buried by the sands of time. The tail emerged behind Rashi. I will take pleasure in eliminating you. I hope you're more of a challenge than that boy was. That boy is my student. Jiraiya growled. Rashi grins, I see. Since you're a powerful foe, I will show you proper respect. I won't hold back. Lava begun to form around Rashi. Great, he is using that lava form I heard so much about. Jiraiya thought. He quickly goes through Hand Sign's water style. Exploding shockwave jutsu. Great volume of water pours out Jiraiya's mouth and creates a massive column of water. As the water surrounds Rashi, steam from the water forms around him. I see now why you're the strongest Sannin. Still, this won't help you. Rashi jumps towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya rides the wave as he approached Rashi. Iwa army, 3 miles from Kiri. Has this been confirmed? Han asked. An Iwa scout nods yes, a Konoha team is helping the rebels. Currently the team is trying to capture Igura. A scout said. This is very bad. If they are able to capture and transport Igura, it will greatly affect our plan, he thought. Very well. I want several squads of. Han sensed Rashi using his tailed beast's chakra. Another scout appeared. Jiraiya of the Sannin is battling Rashi. Where? The scout points to the west, 17 miles that direction. Han growls, damn it. I want 7 teams to go aid Rashi. The main army will assault Kiri. Hi. The shinobi shouted. Once the 7 teams were away, Han and the army march on Kiri. Fortress. Naruto appeared at the entrance of the fortress. Naruto summoned a shadow clone. Go to Suna and warn them. Once that is done, head to Iwa and leave a Haration seal. I will deliver the message myself. The clone nods before it disappeared in a yellow flash. He kneels down and pulls out the scroll Jiraiya gave him. He opened it and saw the storage seal. After going through hand signs, he slams his hand on the seal. Release. A few seconds after the poof of smoke disappeared was a pile of items. 12 3-prong kunai, a letter and some white folded. Naruto opens the letter. Naruto. I am very proud of the man you have become. I am sorry for not being there for you or trained you seriously. Your father's death has left a deep wound. To me he was a son, I saw so much of him in you. It was very painful for me to let him go. I know words can't make up for my neglect, but I hope you might forgive me one day. I will do my best to support you and Azula. To guide you in your time of need. This cloak belongs to your father, but now it's yours. Jiraiya. Naruto grins, this is perfect, he thought. He takes off what is left of his red cloak and replaced it with Minato's. Kurama laughs, when the Iwa shinobi sees you wearing that, they will wet themselves. Kurama laughed. Jiraiya-sensei has given me the perfect weapon to deal with the Iwa army. Avatar Yuruchi once told me, fear could be a powerful weapon. She's not wrong, kid. Your father struck fear in the Iwagakure. Even the Tsuchikage feared him. Kurama said. Well then, let's remind them of that fear. Shall we? Kurama laughed as Naruto start to put his Haration seals on each kunai handle. Kid, after this is over, what will you do? You resigned as a Konoha shinobi. Kurama said. Flashback, 20 minutes earlier. Naruto wakes up in the hospital bed. Azula is talking to Ino about his injuries. He sits up. Hey. Azula hugs him, he felt tears on his cheek. Sorry to worry you, Azula. I see that I am back in Konoha. Once Azula took a step back, Naruto gets out of bed. Whoa. Where do you think you're going? Kiri. I am needed there. Ino tries to push Naruto back into bed. You need to rest. You were in a coma a few minutes ago. Naruto looked Ino in the eye, which surprised her. If I do that, the 4th Great Ninja War would begin. Naruto looks at his girlfriend Azula. Oh. Naruto gets out of bed, he grabs what is left of his cloak, then leaves. Why did you give him your blessing? He needs to recover from his injuries. Naruto needs my support. You're his childhood friend Ino. But there's a lot you still don't know about him. Azula and Ino leaves the room. Raizetsu walks up to them. Azula. Good, there you are. Walk with us. Raizetsu nods before following Azula and Ino. Council room. Tsunade, both the shinobi and civilian councils were making preparations. As Naruto enters, many of the civilians glares at him. What do you want, demon? You're not allowed in here. Naruto pushed past two of the civilians and approached the shinobi council. Azula, Ino and Raizetsu enters the room. Naruto. Why are you here? You should be recovering. That's what I've been trying to tell him, Lady Tsunade. Ino said as she joins them. I request permission to return to Kiri. Out of the question. Tsunade shouted. Naruto raised an eyebrow. So you're going to let Kiri fall and a fourth war happen? Gen and Uzumaki, well, this is regrettable. We must hold back our forces and prepare for an attack. If a war begins, this is our best option. Kaharu said. So, you're willing to let innocent people die because it's more convenient for Konoha. Watch what you say, demon. Show the council respect it deserves. All of the council members including Tsunade agreed with Kaharu. Naruto looks at them with disappointment. What was I thinking? I wanted to be just like them. He thought. There's nothing wrong to desire things, kid. It's what makes you human. Kurama said. Naruto looks over his shoulder at Azula, who nods. He then takes off his headband and puts it on the table in front of Tsunade. She takes it. Sorry, Naruto, we will have a discussion later. Once you calm down. I will give this back to you. The civilians were laughing at Naruto. Azula. Naruto asked in a calm voice. Tsunade raised an eyebrow. Go, Raizetsu, and I will be here when you come back. Naruto disappears in a yellow flash. Silence filled the room for several seconds. What the hell? Sakura's mother shrieked. The civilian council start to demand answers. Tsunade, the shinobi council and the elders were in shock. Troublesome. Tsunade raised a hand, causing everyone to go silent. She then looks at Azula, who has a grin. Remember this day well, everyone. Today the son of your greatest heroes prevented the fourth great ninja war. Raizetsu, let's return to Naruto's apartment and pack. When he returns, we will leave Konoha. Yes, Lady Azula. Both girls leave the council room. Shikaku sighs. Troublesome, we might have forced Minato's son in making a choice. One of which Konoha will never recover from. As Azula and Ryuzatus left the tower, they looked towards Kiri. Do you think Naruto would leave Konoha? Azula smiles. No, at least not until he got the answer he desires the most. Flashback ends. To tell you the truth, a part of me wants to start over either in Kiri or Suna. Even in the Whirlpool Republic. Kurama raised an eyebrow. But I am too damn loyal for my own good. Kurama sighs. They don't deserve your loyalty, kid. You bled for that damn village and you still are treated like trash. Even if you stop this war, the civilians will not accept you. If that happens, I will have my answer. Then I'll leave with Azula and Raizetsu. Very well. Naruto finished putting on the seal on the last 3-prong kunai. Naruto then puts the 12 kunai in his father's cloak. Well, Kurama, you ready to save the day again? Kurama laughs. I am right behind you, kid. Naruto leaves the fortress and summons an army of shadow clones. After giving them orders, all of them disappeared. Kiri, Iwa's invasion. Mei and Amayuri Ringo has their hands full dealing with all of the Iwa shinobi. Amayuri cuts an Iwa shinobi in half, nothing like an invasion to unite Kiri. Off in the distance, Yugura in his three-tailed form. He's being dragged down to the ground by tree branch and chains. Many of his shinobi looks concerned. Take a good look at that bastard. He brought this invasion to Kiri. Most of the shinobi on both sides looks at Amayuri. His selfish desire for power has brought Kiri to ruin. Almost everyone here, including myself, were lied to. Because of that monster Iwa is at our walls, this civil war no longer matters. All of us here, both rebel and loyalists, love our home. For us to save it, we must unite as one. For Kiri. Both rebels and former Yugura shinobi cheered. Not bad, I am almost impressed. Mei grins. But the men's morale restored, they pressed on. Mei and the rebels under her command focused on protecting the walls. While Amayuri, the surviving 7 swordsmen and her forces took the fight to Iwa. Amayuri draws her second sword and crossed them lightning style. Lightning Fang. Lightning from her swords arcs forward, hitting many of the Iwa shinobi. After a few seconds they would fall to the ground. Amayuri would advance while her men finished off the disabled Iwa shinobi. Several squads of new Iwa shinobi come out of the shadows, causing Amayuri to grin. With her swords, she made quick work of them. Seeing Han and 3 full teams ahead of her. Amayuri stabs the ground with her swords. Lightning style. Thundergate. Kiri. Mei sees a lightning arc up into the sky, followed by several lightning strikes. She's kept her side of the deal. I need to do my part. Mei thought. Mei goes through hand signs water style. Water bullet. She launched a bullet at a team of Iwa attacking civilians. After sending the team flying, Mei looks at the civilians. Get to the shelters. Yes, Lady Mei. Once the civilians fled, Mei turned her attention to the real threat. A new wave of Iowa shinobi pours through the massive hole handmade. Mei approached Kiri's wall no more. Lava spews out of Mei's mouth and flies towards the massive hole. She then turns her head as more lava coats the area, forming a makeshift wall. Brilliant. She patched the hole that bastard made. Man, I owe the bloodline users a huge apology. A loyalist Kunoichi thought. Mei wipes the lava drops from her mouth. She then turns to the Kunoichi. I will handle them. Don't get near me until they die. Otherwise, I might kill you by mistake. Jiraiya vs Rashi. Jiraiya and his toad Gamma were sent flying by Rashi. They hit the ground hard, causing a small crater. Rashi approached them, grins, this is the end of you. As Rashi was about to end Jiraiya, 3 boulders hit him in the chest. Rashi was knocked back a few feet. Naruto land between Jiraiya and Rashi. Rashi sees Minato's cloak and 3-prong kunai in Naruto's hand. Rashi's eyes widen as he takes a step back. No. You can't be alive. Jiraiya coughs up blood. Minato. He glares at Rashi. Round 2. Rashi thought. I see, you're that boy that fled with his team. I won't make the same mistake twice. Rashi charged, causing him to jump back. Naruto summons a dozen shadow clones. 6 of them begun to use Katara's healing technique on Jiraiya and Gamma. The other 6 help Naruto. 3 of them use both water bending and jutsu to keep Rashi focused on them. The 3 other clones were setting up a sealing array. While the real Naruto was using lava bending. This surprised Hans seeing his own lava attack sent back at him. Naruto reached behind him and draws his tanto. This ends now. Naruto flashed in front of Rashi to make a slice. Rashi grins, that sword will melt like a hot knife through butter. Rashi thought as he felt the sword cut into his shoulder. Rashi jumps back and grabs his wounded shoulder. Rash sees blood on Naruto's tanto. Rashi's eyes widen, that's not possible. My sword is able to bend and cut through any element. That lava cloak of yours might as well be paper. Naruto flashed away to attack Rashi again. Jiraiya was in awe seeing Naruto battling Rashi. That's my student. He thought. Rashi covered in cut steps into the sealing array Naruto's clone set up. The seals begun to emit a field that begun to suppress Son Goku's chakra. After the lava cloak failed, Naruto puts his tanto away and used Kai blocking. Several spots on Rashi's arms, legs and chest were struck by Naruto. After the last strike, Naruto steps aside as Rashi falls to the ground. He pulls out a piece of paper with seal on it. He applies it to the back of Rashi's neck. Good lucky trying to use your chakra. That's a level 9 Uzumaki seal. Only I can remove it. Jiraiya stands up to his feet and gives Naruto a thumbs up. You have done well, Naruto. Thank you, grandfather. Naruto said as he flashed away. Jiraiya's eyes widen. What did you say? One of the clones hold Jiraiya up, grins, he said thank you, grandfather. He read your letter and forgave you, pervy sage. The clone grins. A tear rolls down Jiraiya's cheek. Thank you, Naruto. Jiraiya, Gamma and the clones left before Han's teams arrived. Konoha. Several shadow clones brought back Jiraiya, Tenzo, his team, Yagura and Rashi. Standing in the center of Konoha. Many people saw them. All but one clone poof away. An Anbu arrives. Lord Jiraiya, you and the council request your presence. Understood. I will take both of them to a holding cell. The clone said. The council also wants you there, Genin Uzumaki. Sorry, I am not the real Naruto Uzumaki. Currently he is still in Kiri. What? The clone takes Yagura and Rashi away. Damn you, son of Minato Namikaze. When I am freed, I will kill you. Rashi yelled. Many of the civilians' jaw drop. What did he just say? Naruto rolls his eyes. Yeah, keep moving. Council room. Tsunade and councils watch the team enter. Lady Tsunade, the Konoha team has returned, intact. Both Yagura and Rashi of Iowa has been captured. Many of the people were looking for Naruto. Where is Genin Naruto Uzumaki? Danzo asked. He's currently in Kiri at the moment. Why did you leave him there? Tsunade asked. I was in no condition to stop him. I almost died battling Rashi. Many shinobi and civilians were shocked. Well, the important thing is you team brought in Yagura and Rashi. With respect, Elder, Naruto was the one that captured Rashi. Danzo raised an eyebrow. How? The shadow clone of Naruto enters the council room and approached Jiraiya and his team. Jiraiya-sensei, I put both Rashi and Yagura into cells. Then I checked the level 9 seals I put on them. Do you need anything else before I leave? No, you have done well, Naruto. The clone nods. Wait. Kaharu shouted. Naruto looks at the elder with annoyed look. What? The council's demands you tell us how you were able to defeat Rashi. Sorry, I am no longer a Konoha shinobi. I don't answer to the shinobi council. Please, Naruto. The daimyo asked. The clone sighs. Fine. I will allow Ino's father to show you. Inoichi approached the clone and put his hand on the clone's head. "You're not allowed to show any personal memories of Azula and me together. Those are private." "I understand." The clone should add another restriction. Everyone learned what happened to Naruto after he left Jiraiya. His battle with Zhao, becoming the Avatar, him training in the spirit world. The battle between Rashi and him opened a lot of eyes in how they see Naruto. Thankfully Inoichi didn't show the memories of the fox talking to Naruto. "When this over I will take Naruto to meet Fukasaku. He's ready." Jiraiya thought. "The power that boy wields must remain in Konoha. If we must swallow our hatred for him to remain, so be it," the elders thought. "You see. The demon is becoming too powerful. When he returns, we must kill him." "That's enough." The daimyo shouted, slams his fist on the table. Many of the civilians takes a step back. "Lord Daimyo, with your permission I would like to make Naruto's heritage public." The daimyo nods. "I agree. After today Minato and Kushina's enemies will hunt his son Naruto." All of the civilians' jaw drop. "What?" "When Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze returns all of Konoha will apologize to him." Shikaku grins troublesome. Kiri, wall. Once the Konoha team left, several clones brought Akira and his men to Kiri. At the moment they are keeping the Iwa wave at bay. Barely. Mei was low on chakra, was getting tired. At her back was Amayuri. "Damn it, Han is a beast." "You couldn't finish him off?" Mei asked. "Hell no, he took a direct hit from my Thunder Gate. I would be surprised that he felt a thing." Han appeared next to Mei and Amayuri, then smashed the ground between them. Mei was sent flying. As she was about to be slammed into the wall, Naruto caught her, bridal style. He flashed away and appeared next to Akira. When Naruto put Mei down, she gave him a kiss on the cheek. "Thanks for that." Naruto nods. "I will handle Han." "What about the main army?" Amayuri asked. Naruto grins. "They are not coming. I was able to capture them with an army of clones. Thanks to bending and the Hiraishin, I broke their will to fight." Akira grins. "Using their fear of your father against them. Impressive, Naruto." "Be careful," Mei said with concern. "Don't worry, I got this." Naruto approached Han. "So, you have survived Minato Namikaze. I will enjoy crushing you." "Sorry to disappoint you, but I am not my father." "I see. I will take your head to my Tsuchikage." Han charges Naruto and throws a punch. Naruto does a backflip and throws a three-prong kunai at Han. Konoha, Tsunade's office. Tsunade, Jiraiya, Shizune and the daimyo were in her office. 10 minutes ago, Tsunade told the entire village of Naruto's heritage. "How much will this change people's minds?" the daimyo asked. "Hard to say. But if Naruto does prevent a fourth war, they might finally accept him." She sighs. "I hope I made the right decision." "Lady Tsunade, it will be alright. Regardless, if you told them or not, things would still be chaotic." "True, after this battle and Kiri's over the world will know." An Anbu appears before Tsunade. "Hokage-sama, there been an incident in the training field 7. Tsunade sighs. "What is it now?" "Several of the Kunoichi attacked a civilian." "What?" "Training field 7. When Tsunade, Jiraiya and Shizune arrived, their jaws were on the floor. There's ice, fire and large holes all over the training field. Ino, Mikoto, Haku, Karen and Tayu were laying on the ground. Azula was standing in the middle, not a scratch on her. I told you, this would end badly for you." Azula grins. She begun to walk away. "It's alright, Lady Tsunade, they are just taking a nap." "What happened?" "Just defending my place, that's all." Raizetsu approached Azula. "Ryu, wait here until the girls come too. When that happens, bring them up to the apartment. We need to talk." "Yes, Lady Azula." Naruto was right. I like this Azula, she thought. 2 miles outside of Kiri. Naruto stood before Han in 5-tailed beast form. His steam armor on his arms and chest was destroyed. Naruto has a grin. Finally he's using the final tail. "Time for me not to hold back," he thought. "Be careful, Naruto, if you die while in the Avatar state it will stop the cycle," Rava said. "Thanks, Rava." Naruto enters the Avatar state and begins to rock bend. Massive boulders were thrown at Han. Han jumps over them and smashed the ground in front of Naruto. He jumps into the air and launch a lightning strike at Han. When he lands on the ground, Naruto then draws his Tento, then charged Han. While Han focused on the real Naruto, several clones were busy. They were getting Han's armor fragments ready for Naruto's endgame. After the last level 9 seal was applied, the clones dispersed. After receiving the memories, Naruto puts his Tento away, then flashed towards the armor fragments. Naruto shot a lightning attack at Han to get his attention. Han turns around and spots Naruto. He charges towards him. "That's right, a little closer." As Han got into striking range, Naruto started using metal bending. A few fragments of Han's armor flies into the air and attach to Han's body. Naruto spins to the left to avoid Han, then launched 4 more armor pieces at him. Han starts to form a tailed beast bomb. "That's bad." he thought. As he was about to fire it, the last fragment connects with Han. All of the seals activate and starts draining the Five Tails chakra. Naruto flashed behind Han and used the hilt of his tanto and struck him on the back of the neck. Han falls to the ground. Naruto quickly puts a level 9 suppression seal on Han. "You have done well, kid," Kurama said. Naruto signs as his eyes returns to normal. "Kurama and Rava, thank you. It's been a very long day." Naruto summons a shadow clone. "Take Han to Konoha. Make sure that he is put in his cell. After I speak with Akira and deliver the message to Iwa, I will return to Konoha." The clone nods before he grabs Han and flashed away. "Kurama, mind if I borrow some of your chakra?" "Sure, kid." Kurama's chakra covered Naruto for a few minutes as his reserves replenish. 2 more stops. He yawned. "Kiri." Akira was holding a meeting with his council. Several loyalist shinobi were there as well. "Akira, Naruto has returned. Did Ao send him in?" Naruto entered the room. "He looks tired," Akira thought. "It's over, Mizukage Terumi." Akira approached Naruto and shook his hand on behalf of Kiri. "I want to thank you, Naruto." Everyone clapped Naruto. He turns to his left and Mei gives him a kiss. It was so intense, it caused Naruto to become putty in her hands. After it was over, he was laying on the floor with smoke coming out of his ears. "Damn, you go girl." Amairi grins. "So, Mei chosen Naruto. Then this will be perfect," Akira thought. The Wagakure, next morning. Inoki was getting nervous. They have not received word from Han. What is taking so long? Naruto, dressed in an Iwa colors and headband, enters the room. Not to give himself away, he used a hinge. He has black hair, the whisker marks are gone, and a long scar on the left side of his face. "Lord Tsuchikage, this came for you." At last. Inoki opens the scroll. "Tsuchikaze Inoki. Your army has failed in their mission to capture Kiri. Both Han, Rashi and your army are my prisoners. If you want them all back, call for an emergency Kage summit in Iron Country. Both Hokage Senju and I will be there for negotiations. You have 2 weeks to comply. If not, then I will give Rashi to Suna and Han to Konoha. Given their crimes, it will end badly for them. Mizukage Akira Terumi." Inoki throws the scroll to the floor. "They failed." Kiri still stands. There is a gasp. "How is that possible?" "Well, I did have a huge part in that." All eyes turned to Naruto, who dropped the hinge. Everyone was shocked seeing Naruto wearing Minato's cloak while holding a 3-pronged kunai in his hand. The yellow flash. A Kunoichi shouted. Several council members faints and the daimyo is shaking in his seat. Anbu surrounds Naruto, but they don't act without Inoki's orders. He could see the fear in their eyes. "I suggest you accept the Mizukage's terms, Inoki. Otherwise, it will end badly for Iwa." Naruto disappeared in a yellow flash. Inoki was seething. "Damn that Minato Namikaze." Konoha, front gate. Naruto appeared in front of the guard station. "Huh? Naruto. Hey, it has been a while. Katetsu and Izumo. How are you?" "Well, Lady Tsunade and the council wants to speak with you at once." Naruto sighs. "Very well." As Naruto walks towards the tower, he noticed a change. Many of the people were looking at him differently. "Kurama, what is everyone feeling?" he thought. "I am getting regret and curiosity," Kurama said. Naruto enters the tower. Council room. An Anbu appeared in front of the Shinobi Council. "Lady Tsunade, Naruto Uzumaki has entered Konoha. Have Azula come to the council room at once." The Anbu vanished in a body flicker. Naruto enters the council room. Many eyes were on him. "Welcome back, Naruto. Please give your report." Naruto walks up to the council table. "Here we go," he thought. After finishing his report, many of the people who heard it had a look of awe. "You revealed yourself to Iwa, are you insane?" "A little, to be honest." A civilian laughed. "I figure it would send a clear message to the Tsuchikage." "Troublesome." "If there's nothing else, Lady Tsunade, may I be excused?" "Hold on, Naruto. The daimyo has something to say." "My lord." The daimyo stands up. "Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. For your role in preventing a 4th great ninja war, I award you clan head status of both the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans. With all the rights it contains." Everyone in the room claps, which surprised Naruto. "Furthermore, the wealth, properties of both the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans are now yours. I am very proud of you, Naruto." Sakura's mother stands up. "My lord, if I may." "Oh great, Queen Banshee wants to tear me down again," Naruto thought. "I am sorry, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze." Naruto's jaw drops. "Huh? All of us here taken our anger out on you because of the sins of the 9 tails. For what it's worth. All of us are sorry." For the first time in his life, Naruto was speechless. Azula approached him and hugged him. Many of the Konoha rookies were there. Hinata has a purple aura around her. She doesn't like to see Azula hugging Naruto. "I will get her for this. Naruto is mine," she thought. "Kid, are you happy with the answer you got?" Kurama asked. A little, I will let you know in a month or two. He thought. Konoha, 3 months later. Naruto was enjoying his day off. He's lying under a tree watching the clouds. His head is in Azula's lap. I see now why Shikamaru Cloud Watch, so relaxing. Azula. Yes. Do you have any plans tonight for dinner? Azula raised an eyebrow not offhand, do you want to have ramen tonight? No. She puts her hand on Naruto's forehead, you don't have a fever. Are you coming down with something? Naruto chuckled. No, I am fine Azula. I have something special planned for us tonight. Azula grins, oh, you do. Hey Naruto. Naruto looks to his left and sees Jiraiya walking up to them. Hey Jiraiya. What's up? Jiraiya grins, I see the two of you are enjoying yourselves. After what we've been through this last year, I figured both of you deserves a break. I have no doubt. Lady Tsunade is returning from Iron Country today. Took her long enough, I bet the council will be relieved. Naruto grins. Jiraiya chuckled, I think Tsunade chosen Guy as the acting Hokage to punish them. It's either Flames of Youth or Lee. Guy-sensei. Both Jiraiya and Naruto laughs. So, what can I do for you? After Tsunade gets back, we will need to continue your training. Really? You still have 2 years on the pass she gave you. Might as well use it. Naruto looks up at Azula, what do you think of this, my fire princess? You should go Naruto. I will wait for you to return. If you're alright with it. When do we leave? 3 days from now. But that means I can follow through with our plans for tonight. Oh, have something special planned. Jiraiya grins. Naruto rolls his eyes, not in that way, pervy sage. Well, enjoy your night, I will wait for Tsunade. Naruto and Azula's apartment, sundown. Azula enters their bedroom and sees a box with a bow on it. She opens it up and her eyes widen. Naruto was in the bathroom getting ready. The suit he chosen was almost perfect, but at the moment he's having a problem trying get the tie on. Damn it, not again. Raizetsu enters the bathroom, needs some help. Thank you. Raizetsu tries to avoid eye contact, something wrong. No, I was wonder what you have planned for Azula. Well, that would be telling. Besides you need to get ready too. Raizetsu raised an eyebrow, go into the living room. There's something there for you. Have Azula and you meet me down, starts in a few minutes. After finishing with the tie, Raizetsu goes to the living room. On the couch was a white box with a bow. Naruto waits for almost 20 minutes. What's taking them so long? He thought. Kit, I need to explain the ways of the female. Kurama said. Are we talking about humans or foxes here? He thought. It doesn't matter what species it is, Kit. All females follow a set of rules. Rule 1, females takes longer to get ready. Rule 2, always tell them they look skinny unless the female is a gorilla. Otherwise, you will get clobbered. Rule 3, always compliment them. They really enjoy that. Kurama said. Thank you, Kurama-sensei. No problem, Kit. Kurama said. Azula was the first to come down the stairs. She is wearing a red evening dress with off shoulders. Azula has her hair up in a beautiful bun. My beautiful fire princess. Azula smiles at the compliment. Raizetsu walks down the stairs wearing a beautiful white cross-back bias gown. Raizetsu's hair has several braids. Both of you are more beautiful than all of the jewels in the world. Azula blushed, thank you Naruto. Thank you. Where are we going for dinner? Naruto walks up to them and puts his hands on both of their waist. Then all three of them disappeared in a yellow flash. Phoenix Island, Firebender's Island. The three of them appeared in the courtyard where Naruto fought Zhao. Why are we back here? This way. Naruto leads them to a massive building. Above the main entrance was a sign, Excelsior. Wait, you're taking us there, Raizetsu pointed. Is there a problem? Naruto, that's the most expensive restaurant on the island. It's fine, Raizetsu. But Lady Azula. Naruto put a lot of effort into this, let us enjoy the night. Very well. Sorry, Naruto. Naruto grins, it's alright, Ryu. They entered the restaurant, a stewardess approached them, Avatar Naruto, your table is ready. Thank you. Naruto grins. As they walk by, many of the people were delighted to see Naruto. Konoha, Tsunade's officer. Jiraiya, are you going to come in or not? I am tired and don't want to deal with you. Jiraiya climbs through the window. Well, how did it go? Better than I thought it would be. Because of Naruto's actions in Iwa, they were left with little options. True, I doubt they want to lose their army to Naruto again. So, what are the terms? Kiri agreed to return the army, Han and Rashi. What does Kiri get? Tsunade grins, see for yourself. Jiraiya looks over the terms, his eyes focused on the last term. His jaw drops, you got to be kidding me. Suna has been on edge ever since Naruto warned them of the Kiri invasion. Thanks to their acting Kazekage, Suna was able to dodge a bullet. Flashback, day of the Kiri invasion. After a long mission, Temari was looking forward to sleep in her bed tonight. Kankuro is talking to Baki while Gaara was keeping to himself. They came into view of Suna's front entrance. They spot a familiar blonde-haired young man. What do you mean I can't see the Suna Council? This is an emergency. Gaara approached the young man Naruto Uzumaki. The shadow clone turns around Gaara, it has been a while, how are you? Well, all things considered. Naruto, where is your team? Temari asked. The clone remembers its mission and started to freak out again. This not the time. I need to warn your council. Slow down, Naruto, tells us what happened. Baki asked. Iwa has invaded Kiri. They are planning to attack Suna and Konoha. What? Baki shouted. Gaara has a serious look in his eyes. Naruto Uzumaki, follow me. Gaara walks past the guard post, Temari, Kankuro, Baki and the clone follow him. Hey, you can't interrupt the council's important meeting. Suna council room. Very well. Motion is passed. On to the next bill. It has come to my attention. The doors fly open. This is a closed meeting, council members only. A council member said. Gaara, his team and the shadow clone enter. I am sorry to interrupt this meeting, my lord and honored council. But there is an important development has arisen you need to be aware of. Very well. The daimyo said. Naruto. The clone nods to Gaara as he approaches the council. My team was sent to Kiri to aid the rebels in their civil war. During our mission we learned that Iwa was planning an invasion. Many of the civilians council members started whispering. What proof you have that this invasion will happen? It's happening right now as we speak. During the mission Amaeri warned us that Rashi was in Kiri. Amaeri of the Seven Swordsmen. The clone nods. As we were about to bring her to the rebels, Rashi arrived and attacked my team. From what we learned, the Iwa's army is being led by Han. Their mission is to capture both Yagura and Kiri. Why Yagura? A council member asked. He is the holder of the three tails. Iwa is planning to transfer it to one of their shinobi. This is bad. On behalf of Suna we thank you. Naruto Uzumaki. Gaara said. Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Naruto Uzumaki. The clone nods. We are allies, it was no problem. The clone bows then turns to Gaara. Gaara, you want to prove yourself to Suna. This is the perfect opportunity. I am in your debt. Friends don't have debts. The clone smiled. After the clone leaves, Gaara approached the council. Lord Daimyo, honor council if I may. What is it, Gaara? The daimyo asked. Without a Kazekage, it will make it difficult for Suna to prepare for an attack from Iwa. Until this threat is over, I ask you please allow me to become the Kazekage. Temari, Kankuro and Baki's jaw drops. What, are you crazy? A council member shouted. Gaara does have a point, without a Kage it will make this difficult to get organized. I will allow it. My lord. The daimyo stands up. Gaara, what is your reason for becoming our Kazekage? I won't lie, for the longest time I wanted to be acknowledged by Suna or anyone for that matter. What changed? Naruto Uzumaki. He holds the same burden as I do. Yet he fought to protect his village regardless of his burden. Like him, I want the same thing. I want to protect Suna. The daimyo smiles. Gaara of the desert, I name you as our acting Kazekage. Suna is in your hands. Gaara bows. I won't let you down, my lord. Flashback ends. The Suna council hate to admit it. Gaara done well as acting Kazekage. His first order was to evacuate the 4 villages on the border with the land of Earth. By the time the civilians arrived in Suna, several shelters were set up. Also, several teams were sent outposts near the border. At the moment the council is debating if Gaara should take the job full-time. Are there any objections? One Jonin Kunoichi with long brown hair stood up. My lord, if I may. The daimyo nods, causing the Jonin to approach the council. My lord, Kazekage Gaara, an honored council. I request that until Konoha's Chunin exams are over, we hold off on making Gaara our new Kazekage. Temari glares at the Kunoichi. You got to be kidding me. Kankuro shouted. Many people, both civilian and shinobi, begun to shout at the Jonin. Gaara stands up. Let's hear what Jonin Kahaku has to say. Gaara said. Everyone grew quiet. All eyes were on the Kunoichi. I hold nothing against you, Gaara. I am only suggesting this to protect Suna. Everyone in the room looks confused. Gaara sits down in his chair. Very well, Jonin Kahaku, you may present your case. Gaara asked. Kahaku nods. Suna has an opportunity to weaken Iwagakure on a scale no one thought possible. In what way, Jonin Kahaku? The daimyo asked. Iwa almost caused a 4th great ninja war with their failed invasion. As a result, most of the other countries in the elemental nations are imposing sanctions on both Iwagakure and Land of Earth. She's not wrong. I already decided to do the same thing. The daimyo said. The save face that Tsuchikage would have no choice but to enter Iwa into Chunin exams. Gaara, Temari and Kankuro are still genin. So, they could take part in the Chunin exams with our other teams. How does this help Suna? Kankuro asked. They lost over half of their forces in that failed invasion. If Iwa were to be eliminated from the Chunin exams before the finals, it would be disastrous for Iwa. It would also send a clear message to the Tsuchikage. Yonin Kahaku. You brought up a very good point. Gaara said. I meant no disrespect, Gaara, I was only looking after Suna's best interest. Your loyalty is appreciated, Jonin Kahaku. Thank you, Kazekage Gaara. Yonin Kahaku bows before she sits down in her seat. With Lord Daimyo and the Suna Council's blessing, all of the Suna teams and I will send a message Iwa would never forget. The Daimyo, the council and everyone else in the room raised their hand. Very well. As my last order as acting Kazekage, 4 teams will be sent to the Chunin exams. The room is filled with clapping. Time skip, Kumo. A week after Kiri invasion. The Raikage in council was holding their annual budget meet. Please let something happen today. These meetings are so boring. The Raikage thought. The doors to the council room opens, a Jonin approached the council's table. Sorry to interrupt this meeting. An important message came for you, Raikage. It's from Zen. Zen from the Thunderbirds? A civilian asked. Very well. The Raikage opens the scroll. Raikage-sama. There has been a development in Kiri. My man and I discovered that Iwa was planning on capturing both Igura and Kiri. Both Rashi and Han were in Kiri leading the operation. From the data we gathered suggest Iwa was planning on using Kiri as a forward base to launch attacks against Konoha and Suna. I'm not going to lie, it was bad, this could have triggered a 4th Great Ninja War. The Raika begun to shake a little in his seat. Is something wrong, Raikage? A council member asked. Thankfully, one person was able to stop that from happening. We don't have much intel on this shinobi, but giving the evidence. I believe he's from Konoha. My team captured several photos of him fighting the Iwa army, Rashi and Han. What are your orders involving this, shinobi? Zen. The Raikage looks at the photos. The first one was of Naruto fighting Han in his 4-tail form. Naruto has a Rasen Shuriken in hand. The second picture was Naruto in the Avatar state using metal bending. The last photo caught the Raikage's eye. Naruto bending a fireball back at an Iwa shinobi. I never seen a fireball arc like that before. This needs to be looked into. Reikage thought. Konoha, 3 months after the Kiri invasion. Hinata was walking towards Naruto's apartment when he saw him. Naruto was in his black suit, Hinata had a blush, he's so handsome. She thought. Then she saw Azula and Raizetsu in their dresses approach Naruto. Why is Naruto holding them? Hinata thought. Azula looks over her shoulder at Hinata and has a small smile. Before Naruto, Azula and Raizetsu disappeared in a yellow flash. She's using Naruto. I have no choice. She thought. Hinata walks towards the Inuzuka clan compound. I might not like this Azula. But I can't deny her strength. She taken down 6 strong Kunoichi. As it stands right now, I am no match for her. Hinata thought as she enters the Inuzuka compound. She knocks on the door, Kiba answers. Oh, hey Hinata. Kiba, is Aunt Tsum home? Kiba looks a little confused, sure she's in the kitchen. Thank you. Hinata enters the house. I will need Aunt Tsum's help if I want to beat Azula. She thought. Time skipped 2 weeks before Chunin exams. Before Naruto left with Jiraiya, he named Azula as his regent to both clans. So Azula been attending the council meetings while Naruto was away. To everyone's surprise, Azula had some amazing ideas. At the moment the council is going over the roster for the Chunin exams. As far as we could tell, each village is sending 4 teams this year. Tsunade said. I can see why for Suna, Kiri and Iwa. Azula said. Troublesome. That's all we need is for a small war to happen in the Forest of Death. All we can do is keep the damage to a minimum and outside a village. Azula is right about that. Inoichi said. I have a couple of suggestions if you would like to hear it. Go ahead. Tsunade said. Could I have a map of the Forest of Death please? The Haru fetch a map and hands it to Azula. If we have the Iwa, Suna and Kiri teams at these gates. She pointed to the map at several gate locations. This will keep the 3 villages separated at the start of the 2nd stage. I can't guarantee it will stay that way though. Shikaku nods, good idea. Is there a time limit to get to the tower? Azula asked. Yes, 5 days. Most of the team makes it by the 3rd day. Tsum said. Given how volatile this could get, maybe we should consider having the time limit be set at 3 days. Like Lord Shikuka said, we don't want a war happening in the Forest of Death. Many of the shinobi nods in agreement. Very well, all in favor. Tsunade asked. Everyone raised their hand, motion for the rule changes are approved. Now to the team selection. There has been a development. Asuma's team won't be able to attend this Chunin exams. Tsunade said. Why not? Danzo asked. Asuma has a sweat drop because of Shikamaru being a Chunin. I am still looking for a 3rd team member. Choji has a very aggressive stomach virus. How bad? Hiashi asked. It will be at least 3 weeks before he's on his feet. Ino is the only member of my team able to enter. Sadly, she can't because it's a team exam. Ino could join Team 7 with Naruto and me. That way Team 7 could attend the exams. From Naruto's memories and the reports from Jiraiya, many of the council members has a clear view of how capable Azula is. There were no objections for her to take Sakura's place on the team. I still can't believe she talked me into allowing her to join Team 7. She doesn't even have chakra. Tsunade thought. I see now why Hinata wants to fight Azula. She has the traits of an alpha and the fight prowess to back it up. Hana and I have our work cut out for us in getting Hinata ready. Tsun thought. Countryside, 30 miles from Iron Country. Naruto was looking forward getting back to his sage training. Tsunade asked for him to escort the Snow Princess. That woman was a handful. He thought. Kid, you know you like the assignment. Kurama said. Naruto pulls out a signed picture of Koyuki Kazuhana. Well, at least I got Azula something she will enjoy. She loved Koyuki's last movie. He thought. I was surprised the Hokage want you to take the mission, you were in the middle of sage training. Kurama said. It was for a good reason. Even with the Iwa accepting the terms of Kiri's demands, tensions are still very high. Most of the teams are stationed at both Kiri and the border of Fire Country. Besides Jiraiya, I was the only one not on either assignment. Naruto thought. True, but that Hokage of yours needs to keep a close eye on Iwa. I won't be surprised if they attacked Konoha during the Chunin exams. Kurama said. Naruto was taking a small lunch break when a slug summon appeared in front of him. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Yes. A message from Lady Tsunade. The slug said. Naruto pulls out the scroll. Thank you. The slug reverse summoned itself. Naruto. Due to the tensions with Iwa, Suna and Kiri, the council decided for you and Team 7 will take part in the Chunin exams. It will quell some of the tension and send a message to Iwa. Both Azula and Ino will be your teammates for the Chunin exams. Return to Konoha at once you receive this message. Hokage Tsunade send you. Naruto sighs so much for returning to my sage training. He puts his sandwich in his mouth, then disappeared in a yellow flash. Hokage Tower, 3 minutes later. Naruto enters the council room. Lady Tsunade and honored council. Azula smiles seeing Naruto. Good, you got my message. Sorry to interrupt your sage training, Naruto. But Konoha needs the yellow flash. I guess the tension are worse than we feared. Iwa, Suna and Kiri are sending 4 teams. Troublesome. Naruto sighed, causing Shikaku to grin. Indeed. While you're near Sanin level, the daimyo and the councils wants you in the Chunin exams. As a deterrent, you mean? Yes. Having the yellow flash take part in the exams would send a powerful statement. Tsunade said. Very well. How long before the Chunin exams begins? 2 weeks from today. Tsunade said. Understood. If nothing else, this council session is over. Tsunade said. The council members start to leave the room. Azula want to grab some ramen. She nods as she follows Naruto out of the room. Both Hiashi and Tsume sees Azula talking with Kurenai for a moment. Maybe we can find out more about Azula from Hinata-sensei. They thought. Yuga compound, 30 minutes later. Hinata been sparring with Niji for almost an hour. While Hiashi and Tsume were in his study. As he makes tea, there's a knock at the door. Yes. Kurenai Yuhi is here to speak with you. Show her in. Kurenai enters. You wanted to see me, Lord Hiashi. Yes, Kurenai. Please have a seat, we need to talk. Kurenai sits on a mat. A few weeks ago Hinata came to me asking for me to train her. Oh, I am sorry. When she was asking my help, she told me that Naruto's girlfriend Azula was using him. All of us on Naruto's memories. We know almost as much about Azula as Naruto does. Yes. But we need to know if she has hidden plans in regard to Naruto. With Naruto, no. But she does have a plan for Hinata. Hiashi raised an eyebrow. I am impressed she planned this whole thing out to the last detail. She told me if you asked about her to fill you in on her plan for Hinata. Tsume raised an eyebrow. Very well, please explain. Hiashi said. Flashback, night in the hot spring. Harry search. Kurenai sighs while Azula grins. She looks up in the tree and throws a kunai at Jiraiya. He moved his head to the left. You no match for the Toad Mountain Sage. Women screams and runs out of the hot spring. Jiraiya felt killer intent behind him. What did I say I would do if I caught you, pervy sage? A high-pitched scream as the tree overlooking the woman hot spring shake left to right. Jiraiya tries to escape Naruto but is pulled back into the tree. After several attempts, Jiraiya jumps out of the tree. He bolts down the road. Naruto hops down and chased after Jiraiya. I am sorry. Come back here. I know, you're not sorry. Both Azula and Kurenai alone in the hot spring laughs. Should we stop Naruto? Kurenai asked. No need, Naruto is many things, but he won't kill his perverted godfather. Jiraiya might walk funny for a while though. Since you're here I want to talk with you Kurenai. About? Your student, Hinata. Kurenai raised an eyebrow. What about her? Naruto filled me in on her dire situation. Should she fail to rise to the Hyuga clan elders' expectations? I see, Naruto is not wrong. If she fails to make Chunin again, then the elders will strip Hinata of her status as clan heir. She would be placed in the branch family. And Hinata becomes a caged bird at the same time. Kurenai's jaw dropped. Naruto told me. I can help Hinata avoid that situation. How? By giving her proper motivation. I have the one thing she desires most. Naruto. Azula nods yes. Don't tell her that Naruto is going to be put into the craw. Let her believe that I stole Naruto from her. Why? She will hate you for that. True, at first she will. I don't know about this. Azula leans back and watches the fireworks. Hinata needs a reason to push herself to grow stronger. If that means I must become her rival, then so be it. Don't worry Kurenai, I will explain my actions to Hinata later on. I get why you want to help Hinata. But what do you get out of it? I am looking for my equal. Kurenai raised an eyebrow. I am not planning on becoming matriarch of both Naruto's clans. That would be almost as much work as being the Hokage. Instead, I will take the role of head wife and matriarch of the Namikaze clan. Your equal will become the matriarch of the Uzumaki clan. Yes, if it's Hinata or someone else. What I am after is someone that could be my replacement. Should anything happen to me. What happens if Hinata's father starts asking questions about you? Then tell him my plan. I think he would want Hinata to avoid that fate as well. Flashback ends. Both Hiashi and Tsume were smiling. Our fear was misplaced. I owe her an apology later. Tsume said. Should I tell Hinata? Kurenai asked. No, if Azula really wants to help Hinata. Then let her. We will see how this plays out. Hiashi said. Hiashi thought he heard a noise. It was probably nothing. He thought. The Wagakure. Inoki was holding one last meeting before he sends the teams to Konoha. Among the people was his granddaughter Kuretsuchi. All of you are aware Iwa is in a bad place at the moment. We need to show the elemental nations Iwa is still strong. All of you need to advance to the finals. Inoki said. Hi. The teams shouted. As the teams walks out the daimyo approached Inoki. Don't worry my lord, Iwa will win the Chunin exams. For your sake Inoki, they better. Otherwise, I will follow through with my backup plan. Inoki and the other council members eye widen, you don't mean. I don't tolerate failure Inoki. I let your hatred for Suna and Konoha drive Iwa into the ground. If your teams fail to reach the finals Iwa is finished. I will create a new hidden village. The daimyo storms out of the council room. When Inoki fails I will have him eliminated. His granddaughter still has use to me. The daimyo thought. Kiri, night before the teams leave. Akira goes over the terms of their treaty with Konoha one last time. Mei enters the office. You want to see me father? Yes, I wanted to talk to you about something important. Mei has a seat. Konoha has chosen the bloodlines instead of the three tails. I see. Tell me, how would you feel about marrying Naruto? Mei's face goes instant red, causing Akira laugh. I will inform the Konoha council. What about the three tails? Suna offered to buy the three tails in exchange for gold, trade agreements and a mutual defense for 12 years. Generous. They don't want to Iwa to invade their lands either. Anyways I have a special mission for all of the Kiri teams going to Chunin exams. Yes. None of the Iwa teams makes it to the finals. We need to send a message that Kiri pays its debts. Mei grins. I understand, I will let the teams know. Kumo. The Raikage and the council been looking over the intel reports the Thunderbirds collected. As I thought. This shinobi is the son of Minato Namikaze. The Raikage said. What should we do? We could always force the boy into joining us. The Raikage destroys the table with his fist. We are not Iwa. Kumo will do no such thing. The Raikage is correct. With the tension at an all-time high, it might spark a war. What do you suggest Raikage-sama? A council member asked. We could use Iwa's blunder to form a bridge with Konoha. Really? They killed our envoy and blamed us for the attempted kidnapping of Hinata Hyuga. I will have Zen look into that incident. The Raikage said. Alright, but what about the Yellow Flash's son? Konoha, 4 days before Chunin exams. Naruto approached Shino's team training field. He waited until they finished before approaching them. Hey guys. Hinata has a small blush. Hello Naruto, how are you? Doing well Hinata. Is Shino around? I am right here Naruto-san. Naruto turns around and sees Shino. Just the man to talk to. I have a question for you guys. How would you like to get your hands on the second scroll right off the bat? Hinata and Kiba's jaw dropped. That's crazy. They will kick you out of the exams for that. Kiba barked. For the record, it's not against the rules. Naruto summoned a shadow clone then hinged to look like Anko. There's no rules in how you get the scrolls. Just be sure to have both a heaven and earth scroll when you enter the tower. The clone disperse, you're not wrong about that. Shino said. What I have planned requires 2 teams. If you help me, I will make sure that your team gets a heaven scroll. You make a good case, but logically there's no guarantee you will keep your end of the bargain. Naruto looks at Kiba. I give my word that you will get a heaven scroll. Besides, Kiba and I have unfinished business to settle. Kiba grins. Naruto always keeps his word, Shino. We can trust him. Very well. Let's hear your plan. Uzumaki Namikaze compound. Makoto, Haku, Karen and Tayu, you are a little surprised. You want us to take part in the Chunin exams as well? Haku asked. Yes. The other villages are sending 4 teams. I offered the council you ladies to help. Why should we take part? You're crazy. Azula glares at Tayu, causing her to sweat. Lady Azula. Tayu said in a sweet voice. Before our fight, all of you made it clear you want to be with Naruto. I am offering you the chance to be with him. As you know, Naruto was put into the Clan Restoration Act. I am surprised that the council doesn't demand that of Haku, Karen or me. Makoto said as she takes a sip of tea. That was my doing. I informed the council of your desire to marry Naruto. They agree to not force you into the kraw. Are there any conditions we should be aware of, Lady Azula? Karen asked as she cleans her glasses. I have only one condition. I am head wife in this household. In return, I make this promise to all of you. I will love and protect your children as if they were my own. All of them were surprised by this. Do we have a deal? Azula asked. Makoto and the others nods. Very well. This Chunin exam will be far more dangerous than the last one. All of you will need to be careful and watch each other's back. Especially you, Makoto, Haku and Karen. You were on that mission in Kiri. I would not be surprised if Iwa targets you as well. Makoto, Haku and Karen nods. Konoha, front gate. When word of Suna's team's arriving, Naruto flashed to the front gate. He spots Gaara, Temari, Kankuro and Baki enter the village. Naruto walks up to them. Right on time, guys. Temari blushes and starts to play with her hair. Naruto, how are you? Kankuro grins as he elbows Baki in the stomach, then points to Temari blushing. Doing well. You guys just missed Kumo and Kiri teams to arrive. What about Iwa? Gaara asked. They will arrive at any time. Naruto sees several of the Suna teams looking at Gaara. So did you take my clone's advice? Boy did he ever. Kankuro said. Gaara became our acting Kazekage. Temari said. Nicely done, Gaara. I am impressed. Naruto spots Kuretsuchi and the rest of the Iwa team arriving. Many of the civilians started shouting. Leave, you warmongers. Iwa trash. Kuretsuchi spots Naruto and glares at him. Nice to see you too, beautiful. I will end you for what you done. Bastard son of Minato Namikaze. Kuretsuchi growled. Temari draws her fan and was going to throw it. Kankuro and Naruto had to hold Temari from starting an incident. The Iwa teams walks past. All of them were glaring at Naruto. Temari, not now. You will get your chance in a few more days. Naruto said. How can you be so calm? She insulted you by calling you that. I have a thicker skin than most. She will get what's coming to her. Gaara, I have a favor to ask. Go ahead. I am worried that Iwa will target Makoto's team during the second round. They were on the Kiri mission. I understand. I will have one of my teams keep an eye on them. Thank you, Gaara. I am in your debt. Friends don't have debts, Naruto. Naruto grins that they don't. Nonetheless, thank you. Chunin exams, first test. Team 7 arrives in the building a little late. The council gave Naruto some additional orders. What took you so long? Ino growled. Sorry, Ino. Tsunade wanted an update on a matter. Ino raised an eyebrow. Care to explain? Not at the moment. They entered the main area and they could feel the insane level of killer intent. Half of it was directed at Iwa, while the other was directed at Naruto. He spots Makoto's team. Hey Makoto, you nervous? A little. I wasn't in the last exams because I was an apprentice under Yuga sensei. Any advice? Pace yourself, this is like a marathon type race. You need to save your reserves. Makoto nods. Thank you. Mei approached Naruto. It's good to see you, Mei. This is Mei Terumi. From what Kurama and Naruto told me, she is formidable. I wonder if she could be on my level. Azula thought. How are you, Naruto? Doing well. That's enough. Ibiki Marino shouted. Ibiki is the first examiner again. This will be easy. Naruto thought. Because of the larger numbers of people, several classrooms were needed. Naruto's team was in Ibiki's room. Once Naruto received his test, he began as soon Ibiki said begin. After 2 minutes, Naruto gets up, walks over to Ibiki and hands him the test paper. Done already? You sure you don't want to wait? You might fail if you make 5 mistakes. No, I am good. If you want, you could check it yourself. Naruto walks over and sits back down in his seat. Ibiki looks at the answers, all of them are correct. Including the last question which Naruto knew Ibiki would repeat from last time. Damn, he just smashed Itachi Uchiha's record. He thought. During the hour a couple of teams were removed after being caught cheating. To Naruto's dread Iwa, Kiri and Suna 4 teams made it through to the second round. Damn it, this is not good. I might have to follow through with the orders. Naruto thought. Naruto stood on top of the tower. He looks to the west. Naruto can see explosions off in the distance. I am glad the council agreed with my plan. This would have turned tragic if they said no. Naruto thought. Tsunade and Azula joins him when your grandfather created the Chunin exams. I doubt this is what he had in mind. Tsunade sighed. You're not wrong. My grandfather wanted to create a place where battles on this level would never happen again. Naruto sighs. I am a disappointment as the Avatar. An would have been out there trying to stop this. Azula walks up and hugs Naruto from behind. An would have done the same thing. Tsunade smiles. Thank you, Azula. She thought. What would An do? Escort the teams that were not involved in the invasion and protect them. Ouch. Damn it, watch Four Eyes. That's my leg you're pulling. Call me Four Eyes again and I will make you walk the rest of the way. Naruto, Azula and Tsunade looks down at Mikoto's team, finally reaching the tower. Tayuya was being carried by Mikoto, Haku and Karen. From the looks of it, Tayuya broken her leg. Naruto could see a Suna team lead by Temari at the edge of the forest. Naruto bows to the team. They return the bow before they enter the woods. The sister wives needs more team building. Tsunade said. Azula sighs. Relax, Azula, they are always like this. It's how they bond. Naruto turns around and kiss Azula on the forehead. In the distance a blue dome form over the battlefield. The explosion stopped instantly. Bachan, I need to check that out. Oh. Naruto creates 2 shadow clones before he disappeared in a yellow flash. Mikoto and her team enters the tower. Tsunade looks down at the 4 clones at the base of the tower. Alright, you create the barrier now. Tsunade shouted. The 4 clones get into formation around the tower and goes through hand signs. A barrier forms around the tower. Inside the main area. Mikoto and the others puts Tayuya on the ground. After opening their scrolls, Yugao appeared. Sensei. Yugao has a smile on her face. You have done well, Mikoto. You have come far since you became my student. Yu grunts. That good and all, but could I get medical treatment? Yugao looks down and sees a bone sticking out of her leg. Tsunade, Azula, Ino and the shadow clones enters the room. What happened? We were jumped by Iwa Anbu. Mikoto said. Tsunade's eyes widen. What? There's almost a dozen of Iwa Anbu teams in the forest. They were setting up some kind of obelisk. Haku said. From the looks of it, they want to destroy all of the Suna and Kiri teams. Then have all of their teams go to the finals. Mikoto said. Shortly after discovering their camp, we are attacked. We owe Temari and her team our lives. Karen said. Flashback, 4 hours earlier. Mikoto, Haku, Karen and Tayuya made it to the meeting point. Yugao told them to go. Because of how bad this could get, the council decided to go with Naruto's plan. Mikoto, your team is to meet up with one of Naruto's shadow clones. He will give your team the second scroll you need. Once you have it, your team are ordered to go straight to the tower. Yugao's voice echoes in Mikoto's mind. Would that cause problems with the other villages? Mikoto asked. No, this plan is to ensure the other villages won't be dragged into the proxy war. Kumo and the other villages' teams will get their second scroll from Naruto as well. Yugao said. So, who are we to meet here? Tayuya asked. That would be me. A shadow clone of Naruto jumps out of a tree and lands in front of them. How do I know you're the real Naruto? The clone grins. Well, I am a shadow clone. But if you want proof, Mikoto. You have a mole on your inner thigh shaped like a. Mikoto's entire face turns red and she waves her hand. Stop. I believe you. The clone chuckled while Haku, Karen and Tayuya tries to sneak a peek. Damn it, I need to have that removed. Now they want to see it. Mikoto thought. Naruto hands Mikoto a earth scroll. How bad do you think this will turn out? Tayuya asked. We need to get to the tower as soon as possible. Mikoto said. If I had enough chakra, I would take you 4 to the tower. Don't worry, Naruto, we can get to the tower quickly. Haku said. Alright. Stay safe, all of you. The clone disperses. Let's go, team. I have a question, Mikoto. How does Naruto know that you have a mole on your inner thigh? Haku asked. Mikoto's face turned red again. Wait a second, last night you locked the door to the bathroom. You told me you wanted to soak in the bathtub. Karen added. Did you and Naruto make love in the bathroom? Haku asked. Mikoto begun to fidget. Both of us agreed to wait until our wedding night before we go that far. Haku and Tayuya looks at Karen who nods. How far did you go? Haku asked. Mikoto's face turns beet red. Wow, that must have been a great makeout session. Tayuya grins. Makoto mumbles something before she walks away. Hold on, we have more questions. Haku said. No questions, not until we get to the tower. Makoto said as she activates her Sharingan. All three girls nod in agreement. The last thing they wanted was to be put in a Jinjutsu. After an hour of travel, they approached a small river. Take a few minutes rest. We are halfway to the tower. Eren pulls out a granola bar and starts eating. Haku was hiding in the tree as lookout, Tayuya was looking through her bag. While Makoto was looking at a map, we are still an hour and a half out from the tower. Several explosions can be heard off in the distance. It seems that sooner Kiri found Iwa. Karen said. Makoto, I spot a few ninjas coming in our direction. Haku whispered. Makoto gave a signal causing her team to hide. Several Iwa dressed in Anbu clothing walks past carrying some equipment. Damn it, how much farther to the camp? 10 minutes. We need to have the obelisk built before Kuretsuchi begins her offensive. I am surprised that Tsuchikage wants to use the obelisk. If Konoha or the others finds out, Iwa will be in big trouble. True, but he doesn't have a choice. Things are getting bad for Iwa. Damn that yellow flash. Makoto and her team silently follows the Anbu towards a small clearing. There are almost a dozen full Iwa Anbu teams were there. Several tents were set up and a massive crystal is being set up. Haku climbs up a tree. That can't be good. She thought. Haku pulls out a small camera and starts taking pictures of the crystal, the Anbu teams and several containers. Haku then forms an ice mirror then leaves. The Anbu captain smiles. We had a visitor, Alpha team follow her. When she meets up with her team, eliminate them. Hi. Haku steps through the ice mirror where her team awaits. Well? Makoto asked. It's bad, there is at least a dozen Iwa Anbu teams in the clearing behind me. They are setting up some kind of crystal obelisk. Tayuya thought she saw a shadow moves. Her eyes widened when she saw an Iwa Anbu running through hand signs Earth style. Rock gun jutsu. Look out. Tayuya pushes Haku out of the way as a rock flies towards her. The blow from the attack broke Tayuya's right leg. Ice release. Ice spears jutsu. Haku launched several spears in the direction the attack came from. Makoto activates her Sharingan as three attackers comes out of the bushes. Makoto draws her katana. Karen protect Tayuya, Haku focus on the one in the back. I will handle the three. Haku nods as she disappears in a body flicker. As Makoto charged the three Anbu, blood begun to seep out of the blade. Kinjutsu Uchiha style, Blood Raven. She does a wide diagonal slash sending multiple blood ravens at the three Anbu. Seeing how bad it's getting, Tayuya looks up at Karen. Break the seal. Karen looks down at Tayuya. No, you're finally over the withdrawal of that cursed chakra. If you use it again it will be harder to break your addiction. Damn that snake bastard. I hope I have enough chakra to pull this off. Tayuya pulls out her flute summoning jutsu. Behind Karen and Tayuya were her three doki. As Tayuya starts blowing her flute, the curse mark tries to active. Thanks to Naruto's level 10 seal, the curse mark is fully suppressed. Damn it, if only I can get one of them, Tayuya thought as her doki aids Makoto and Haku. All three doki does their best with Tayuya's melody from her flute, but due to the pain, she was struggling to keep the song going. One of the doki grabs an Iwa for a moment. The Anbu was able to break free, causing the doki to disperse. It was enough time for Makoto to cut the Anbu's head off. As Haku stepped back, an Anbu appeared behind her, was going to stab her in the back with a kunai. As he thrust forward, the Anbu was crushed by a giant studded club. Haku sees Tayuya grin. You owe me. The last thing Tayuya saw before passing out was someone else showing up. Wind style. Great sickle weasel. Tayuya wakes up a few hours later. Karen accidentally moved her broke leg. Ouch. Oh, you're awake. Tamari said. What are you doing here? Ouch. Tayuya groans. Relax, Naruto asked Gaara for my team to look out for you. Thank you, Tamari. If you didn't show up when you did, we would be dead. Be welcome. They reach the clearing and sees the tower up ahead. Flashback ends. You owe me several bags of pretzel sticks. After I saved your ass, Ice Princess. Ouch. Tayuya grins. Haku nods. Thank you, Tayuya. Naruto, you need to get me to the village at once. The council and the other villages Jonin need to be briefed. Here you will need this, Lady Tsunade. Haku hands her the camera. Thank you. The clone touched Tsunade's shoulder and both of them disappear in a yellow flash. Let's get you into on a bed so I can start treatment. Sorry Tayuya, but you won't be in the Chunin exam finals. What? You mean I broken my leg for nothing? No, you're fine Tayuya, I will heal your leg. Naruto picks Tayuya up bridal style. She was blushing. Oh. You like that? Azula teased. Baka. No, I don't. Azula grins. Alright, Naruto put her down. Wait. Sorry Lady Azula. Azula giggles. It's alright. She said as she pats Tayuya on the head. You know, you're a healer. You will love this. the clone said. Girls, why don't you get something to eat? I will make sure Tayuya is healed and put to bed. Azula said. Makoto and the others nods before they go the cafeteria. Ino was surprised that the others listened to Azula. Outside of the barrier, 30 minutes later. Naruto lands in front of the barrier, Temari and the others are considering cross it. But they don't know if it's safe or not. Temari. She turns around Naruto. He approached the barrier. I don't know if it's safe to pass through. Naruto summons a shadow clone and it crossed the barrier. A moment later is disperse. I see. The barrier is safe to cross. From the memories I got, the barrier suppressed chakra. Then that would mean, Temari said. Yes, you would be restricted to use martial arts and weapons while inside of the barrier. Against Iwa Anbu that would be a fatal mistake. Wait here, I will take care of the barrier. Naruto begun to enter the barrier. Naruto, that is crazy. You won't be able to use chakra either. Naruto stomps the ground, causes a boulder pop out of the ground for a moment. Temari's eyes widen. Sorry Temari, but I have a bloodline that's immune to the barrier effect. Wait here until the barrier is down. Then go help your brothers. Naruto runs off. Damn it, I hate waiting. Temari thought. Hey Kurama, do you think the barrier would affect tailed beast chakra? Naruto thought. If that was the case, I would not be sensing the Iwa up ahead. This barrier would stand no chance against one of my siblings. Let alone Shukaku. Kurama laughed. Good to know, Gaara should be fine then. Hopefully he can keep the Iwa teams busy long enough for me to destroy the barrier. Naruto thought. Iwa Anbu camp. The Anbu teams were getting bored guarding the crystal obelisk. Almost half of them were pouring their chakra into the crystal. How long before we switch? I am near my limit. Another hour. So that's how that works. They need to channel chakra into the obelisk for it to project the barrier. I will focus on the fresh one. With them gone, the others won't be a problem. Naruto thought. Remember kid, because of the barrier you can't use your normal chakra attacks. Including the Hiraishin. Too bad for the Anbu, they have the same handicap. Kurama said. I need to drop the barrier quickly, then that would mean I will have to use it. Naruto thought. Naruto approached the camp. Many of the Anbu saw him and took a step back. It's the yellow flash. Calm down you fools. Like us he can't use chakra. He's as harmless as a kitten. Naruto pulls out a 3-prong kunai. The Anbu captain started to sweat. Oh crap, did he found a way to block the barrier's effects? He thought. It's ironic, Iwa feared my father for this jutsu. Naruto drops the kunai on the ground, causing all of the Iwa to sigh in relief. The Anbu captain grinned sadly. After today, Iwa will fear me for a different reason. Naruto said as he enters the Avatar state. Suna and Kiri teams, 10 minutes later. Because of the barrier, Mei and her teams were restricted using martial arts. Mei does a roundhouse kick on an Iwa shinobi switch. Kuretsuchi shouted. The teams that were fight the Suna and Kiri teams jumps back. Fresh team then jumps into the fighting. Damn Iwa. Mei growled. Kuretsuchi grins. Then everyone felt the ground shaking. An earthquake, Kuretsuchi said. The barrier begun to fall. Oh crap. Kuretsuchi thought. Mei grins as lava spews from her mouth and covers 4 of the Iwa Anbu. Kuretsuchi paled seeing her men die that way. Gaara goes through hand signs as sand begun to rise out of the ground at an alarming rate. Sand tsunami. Lady Kuretsuchi, you must flee. A Kunoichi shouted. Kuretsuchi, Kintsuchi and Suzumabachi flees as the rest of the Iwa teams and the Anbu that were helping them were engulfed in sand. Gaara puts his hands into the sand burial. Once it was over, many of the Suna and Kiri teams were trying to catch their breath. A sound of clapping caught everyone's attention. Sorry, I couldn't bring down the barrier sooner. Naruto grins. Naruto, your timing was perfect. Mei grins. I take it was you that took down the barrier? Gaara asked. Naruto grins as Temari and her team approached. With Kuretsuchi and her team held captive. Naruto walks up to Kuretsuchi. Iwa has a lot to answer for. Kuretsuchi spat in Naruto's face. Gaara, Mei, Temari, the Suna and Kiri teams glares at Kuretsuchi. Luckily for you, the daimyo wants you alive. Otherwise Gaara would not have held back. Naruto summons several shadow clones. Take these 3 to Anbu HQ. They will remain in a cell until the daimyo decides what to do with them. I already sent the Iwa Anbu there. How could you use chakra? Our barrier should have prevented you from using it. Kuretsuchi growled. I have a bloodline that's immune to your barrier's effect. The clones nods as they take their captives away. Before I forget. Naruto pulls out 4 scrolls, 2 of heaven and earth. I had these as a backup plan. Should Iwa make it to the tower? Naruto hands a pair of scrolls to Gaara and the other to Mei. Thank you Naruto. Mei said. After a brief talk, the Suna and Kiri teams decided to allow Gaara and Mei's team to enter the semifinals. Following day. The daimyo, Tsunade, the council and the jonin from other villages was looking at the obelisk. So, this is what I would used against the Suna and Kiri teams? Baki asked. Yes. From what I could gather, the Iwa Anbu were channeling their chakra into the crystal. From there the crystal projected chakra suppression barrier. Troublesome. I believe I can enhance Konoha's barrier with a similar effect. Sorry, Naruto. Once the daimyo of Earth learns what Iwa has done, he would demand the crystal back. No problem, I am already working on a new seal to mimic the effects. The Ashi looks at Naruto with his jaw dropped. You can do that. It will take some time, I only reached level 10 less than a week ago. What will Konoha do in response of Iwa breaking the rules? Akumo Jonin asked. For 10 full years the Iwa will be banned from the Chunin exams. I already contact the other daimyo from the other countries. They agree, also more sanctions will be imposed. A shinobi enters the room. Lord Daimyo, this came for you Earth country's daimyo. Higher daimyo Ikehiko. I just learned what my former Tsuchikage has done. Without my orders he violated the Chunin exam sacred rules. Rest assured that Inoki and the ones involved will be punished for this transgression. To prove my innocence, I offer Konoha compensation. Inoki's granddaughter will be given to Minato's son as his concubine. The other 2 members of her team will be given to Konoha. Do with them as you please. Daimyo Kaiser. Well, now that's an interest development. What? Tsunade asked. The daimyo shows Tsunade the scroll. The Wagakure, Iwa council room. Inoki tries to get to his feet, blood is leaking out of the large hole in his gut. Everyone around him, from his son to the council members, are dead. Standing in the center of the room was a man with half of his face black and the other white. He has a large Venus flytrap protecting his face. I will end you for this. No, you won't. That poison I used on you is corrupting your chakra. You will be dead in less than 3 minutes. Inoki glares at his attacker as his strength starts to leave him. The door opens and in steps Daimyo Kaiser. My lord, be careful, that man is dangerous. Inoki said as he started to cough up blood. No, to me he's not. I am pleased your organization held your end of the bargain. So, I will uphold my end. Inoki's eyes widen. What have you done? Starting over. You failed me for the last time, you old fool. The daimyo hands Black Zetsu a scroll. Both Han and Rashi are yours. They are in a holding cell. There is enough money in that scroll to fund your organization for 3 years. As long as your country has no tailed beasts you will be spared. I understand. Black Zetsu begun to sink into the floor, then disappeared. Kaiser looks at Inoki. Well, it seems you outlived your usefulness. Before your death I have something to tell you. For your failure I decided to punish your granddaughter. She will be the Yellow Flash's concubine. Inoki glares at Kaiser. No. The dying Tsuchikage manages to stand up. Kaiser takes a step back. How? Inoki puts his hands together. As he pulls them apart a white cube is formed. I might not be able to save my granddaughter. But I will end you for this betrayal. The white cube forms around Kaiser particle style. Atomic dismantling jutsu. Inoki grins as his former daimyo was turned to dust. The life in Inoki's eyes fade as he falls to the ground. Konoha council room, an hour after Inoki's death. Before we begin, I have announcement. Because of the events in the Forest of Death, the exams were put on hold. Now the crisis is over, the Chunin exams can resume. Lady Tsunade, will the teams need to do the Forest of Death again? Naruto asked. No. All teams that made it to the second round will be in finale. The 1-month training starts tomorrow. Amakichi appears on the table in front of Tsunade. Gamakichi. Hey Naruto, how's it going? Well, what brings you here? Amakichi hands Tsunade a scroll from Jiraiya. Thank you. Tsunade. I've been hearing strange rumors that the Akatsuki is planning something in Land of Earth. I will head to Iwa to see if the rumors are true. Also, Zen of the Kumo Thunderbirds has approached me. He wants to speak with you and the council involving the incident with Hinata Hyuga. He has evidence that Iwa is behind it. He asks for a meeting with you and Inoichi. Jiraiya. Very well, tell Jiraiya I will meet with him the day after the finals is over. Amakichi nods before Hiraver summons himself. There's been a development. Zen, the leader of the Kumo Thunderbirds, requests a meeting. What does he want? Hiashi growled. Jiraiya sent word that Zen approached him and has evidence that Iwa was behind the kidnapping of Hinata. Hiashi stands up. Oh, great, here we go. Naruto thought. I will not attend that meeting. My brother dead because of them. Let me ask you something, Lord Hiashi. Hiashi looks at Naruto. What? If in recent events, what if this turns out to be true? Iwa was really behind the incident as well. Do you or anyone else in the Hyuga clan wants to know who is really responsible? You have not suffered by Kumo's hands. Maybe not, I was only 4 when the incident took place. So that allows me to have an open mind. Let me speak with him. Hiashi's jaw dropped. You can't be serious. We can talk in one of the interrogation rooms. Lady Tsunade, Inoichi, you and a few others could be in the other room. Inoichi, could your clan jutsu work if you're in the next room? As long I am in proximity of the target, yes. Very well. Naruto, we will leave this up to you. Naruto nods. After learning what happened in Iwagakure, Jiraiya gone to Iron Country. At Jiraiya's request, an emergency meeting between the shogun was held. All of the samurai clan leaders listened to Jiraiya. It was hard for them to hear one of the 5 hidden villages was gone. This is very bad. Not only did the Tsuchikage died, but he killed his daimyo. Do you know the reason why? A samurai of the Silver Tigers asked. No, besides the rumors I heard in Iowa. I have no clue of what really happened. What are some of the rumors going around in Iowa? A samurai in crimson armor asked. The 2 main rumors is that Inoki tried to lead a coup against his daimyo. The other that Kaiser tried to arrest Inoki and he was killed. What of Han and Rashi? A samurai dressed in black armor asked. I searched for them for several days. Not a sign of them. It's almost like they disappeared on the face of the planet. Once word of this gets out, this will lead to a war. All of the nations would want to expand regardless of the dangers it would cause. Most of the samurai nods. Then we have no choice, we will intervene before this gets out of hand. In return, Lord Jiraiya, you will use your spy network to keep this news contained as long as possible. I understand, thank you. Several armies of samurai will be sent to the border of Earth Country. There they will prevent the other nations from taking advantage. How will this be handled, my lords? Jiraiya asked. If I am not mistaken, the daimyo and kage of the 4 remaining nations are in Konoha. Yes, the Chunin exams final are going on right now. An emergency summons will be sent to Konoha. There the daimyo of the great 4 nations will come here to Iron Country in 2 weeks' time. Negotiations will start as soon as they arrive. Until the terms are agreed upon, no one outside of Earth Country can pass the border. Very well. Jiraiya bows before Hiraver summons himself to Konoha. Konoha Stadium, Taiyuya vs Gaara. Almost every person thought Taiyuya would lose in the opening minutes of her match. Some of the shinobi had a pool going on how fast she would lose. But everyone's dread Taiyuya and Gaara's match been going on for almost 20 minutes. Taiyuya stood there with a grin on her face. Her long hair is pulled back into a long ponytail. She wears a new outfit Naruto had special made for her. Taiyuya now wears a white sleeveless shirt with yellow trim. On both sides of her collar are a few black musical notes. Black anbu pants and sandals. She has a black utility belt with several pouches and a square black box. It seems along it's not just her clothes has changed. Taiyuya has gotten stronger. Azula said as she looks at Naruto. Seeing his grin caused her to giggle. You have come far, Taiyuya, now it's your time to show the village what you are made of. Naruto thought. Wind release. Wind bullet. Taiyuya fires another wind jutsu at Gaara. His sand barrier blocked another jutsu, so Naruto's advice is working perfectly. Now time to pull out the big guns. She thought. Flashback, Uzumaki Namikaze Compound Day 1. It was almost 9 AM, Naruto was making breakfast before he goes to find Jiraiya. Taiyuya comes out of her room wearing a t-shirt and panties. She walks into the kitchen. Hey. Good morning, Tay. Naruto blushes as he looks away. How many times were you told to come out of your room dressed? What's with you? I am wearing clothes. Naruto shook his head. Well, at least she is wearing something. The first week she moved in, she would walk around the house naked all of the time. He thought. There was a knock at the door. Could you watch this for a moment? I can get it. I don't want a repeat of what happened last time. Taiyuya sighs. Very well. Naruto leaves the kitchen while Taiyuya watched the eggs cook. Naruto returns a minute later to the kitchen. Girls, it's finally here. Taiyuya turns off the stove before she approached Naruto. They're off training. She nods. Well then, let's see who your opponent in the first round will be. I am surprised they didn't remove you from the exams. Taiyuya said. Tsunade told me that this was just formality. They are planning on making Jonin at the close ceremony. Can they do that? They done it once before, with Itachi Uchiha. Naruto opens the envelope. Let's see, you got to be kidding me. What? Who am I fighting? You're fighting a Kumo shinobi named Kai, but that's not what is bothering me. It's your next opponent you would face in the second round. Gaara. Taiyuya laughs. Wonderful. If I don't have bad luck, then I would have no luck at all. If you like, I could train you for the month. Taiyuya raised an eyebrow. You will be one of my opponents. True, but I'm not on your tournament bracket. So, if I were to fight you, it will be in the finals. Also, since no one has offered to train you, your options are limited. Taiyuya sighs. Damn my luck. Alright then, what are you going to teach me? How would you like to get your bending right now? Taiyuya raised an eyebrow. I thought I had to wait until we are married. Well, considering who you would be facing, I am willing to bend that rule. Naruto grins. Taiyuya looks at Naruto. Really? She asked. Naruto chuckled as he enters the avatar state, then puts his hand on Taiyuya's forehead. She felt a surge of power throughout her body. After a few seconds, Naruto's eye returned to normal. Get dressed, we will start your training in 10 minutes. Naruto leads Tayuya to place where Jiraiya trained him. Why are we here? She asked. This location has 3 of the 4 elements. We can easily. Harry search. Naruto sighs as he looks up at the tree next to him. Jiraiya is looking through a spyglass at several of the women bathing in the lake. He will never learn. Naruto thought. Naruto shook his head before he sent an air current at his godfather. Jiraiya was launched into the air and lands in the lake. Women scream, wait ladies, I can explain. Phil the pervert. Jiraiya runs away screaming. Well, that's another check off the bucket list. Naruto grins. Naruto, could you teach me that? With her explosive personality, I would say Tayuya's a firebender. But since she asked, I will check to see if she's an airbender. He thought. Sure, match my moves. I'm Skip, sunset. Well, you sure surprised me, Tayuya. Tayuya laying on the ground trying to catch her breath. Damn slave driver. Naruto picks up Tayuya in a bridal style. Well, it's part of my charm. Come on, let's go home. Wait, do we need to go home right away? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Do you want to go somewhere? Tayuya's stomach growls, causing her to blush. I know somewhere she will like. He thought. Both of them disappeared in a yellow flash. End of the flashback. Tayuya started to breath heavy. It seems she's at her limit, Gaara thought. Gaara launched several sand bullets at Tayuya. Now. She thought. Tayuya spins around gracefully, avoiding Gaara's sand bullets. She pulls out the small box. Inside was 4 small wooden flutes. Each carved by hand and perfectly shaped of a diamond. There are 8 holes in each flute, with small Uzumaki seals carved into each one. Tayuya channels her chakra into small seals on each of her fingers. The seals on the flutes glows, causing them to float in the air above the ring. Many of the people were curious of what they could do. I suggest you surrender, otherwise I will have to use these. No. Don't said I didn't warn you. Summoning jutsu. Erdoki appeared behind her. She grins as she started to perform ballet. Which confused most people. While she performs, she moves her hands imagining she is playing her flute. The doki moves towards Gaara and tries to attack him. Gaara stood there taking blows from all of the doki's attacks. Gaara, trusting that defense of yours will get you killed one day. Maybe I should point that out in our match. Naruto thought. How is she doing that without her flute? Karen asked. She's an airbender. All eyes were on Naruto. That's surprising. Azula said. I know, I was just as surprised as all of you. But you will be amazed how good she is. The entire month she honed her bending to an art. Look at her leg work. With each kick she sends an air current at the flutes above Gaara. The seals on her fingers act as a remote opening and closing the holes. Naruto said. Impressive, she has fine control of how much air her flutes receive. Azula said. She did that in just a month. Tamari asked. Oh yes, I dare say she's an airbender prodigy. Gaara had enough and goes through hand signs and tsunami. Tayuya's doki were engulfed by the massive amount of sand. Damn it. Final trump card. She thought. Her ballet becomes more aggressive as she moves faster, avoid all of Gaara's sand attacks. The flutes change their formation above Gaara. As she jumps into the air, both of Tayuya's hands balls up into a fist. All 4 flutes begun projecting sound waves at Gaara. The loud shriek caused everyone to cover their ears. While Gaara's ultimate defense was up, it could only block most of the sound waves. The sound waves that got through started messing with Gaara's equilibrium. Gaara drops to one knee as blood start to pour out of his ears. Good, maybe this will cause Gaara not to fully trust his ultimate defense. Naruto thought. Gaara, you want my help? Shukaku asked. Yes. He thought. Sand around him shot into the air and destroyed Tayuya's flutes. Naruto sighs, damn it Gaara, I spent almost a full day putting the seals on those. He thought. Tayuya paled seeing Gaara stand up. Oh crap, he's going to kill me. She thought. Proctor, I forfeit. Winner Gaara. Gaara walks towards Tayuya. Anko jumps in front of Tayuya. Match is over. Gaara stopped in front of Tayuya and raised his hand. You fought well. Tayuya's mouth twitched. You taught me a few things, so out of respect I offer my hand. Tayuya sighed as she took Gaara's hand. He then grabs her wrist and raised it in the air. Many people started clapping. The judges nods, very impressive display with those objects. Indeed. She shows promise. The Raikage laughs, nicely done, are those a secret Konoha weapon? He teased. Damn it, I lost another one. Shizune is going to kill me for how much money I lost. Tsunade thought. Maybe Raikage. Akira said. Next round, Azula vs Hinata Hyuga. Finally, Hinata thought. Azula gets a kiss from Naruto before she leaves to go down to the ring. Hinata left after Azula. As she approached the ring, Hanabi was there waiting for her. Hanabi. Hinata, there's something you should know. Ring, 3 minutes later. Hinata Hyuga, get out here on the double or you will be disqualified. Hinata walks into the ring, many of the people cheered. Hiashi sits in his seat with several of the Hyuga elders a few rows above him. What do you think? One of the asked. She shown great promise fighting that Uzumaki girl. So Hanabi was right, but I need to ask Azula if this is true. Hinata thought. Hinata stops 10 feet from her opponent. I am ready. Are you ready, Azula? She gives Enko a nod. Fight. Hinata charged towards Azula, she jumps to the left avoiding her flames. She's not using her Byakugan. Hiashi thought. You're not taking this fight seriously. Should you be using your Dojutsu? You don't have a chakra network, so that would be a waste of chakra. Many of the people were confused. What does she mean? Everyone has chakra network. Hiashi activates his Byakugan. She's right, it's it because she's a firebender. He thought. Hinata decided to strike at Azula's pressure points instead. If you really done all this for my benefit, Azula, then I am in your debt. So out of respect I will show you my conviction. Hat's out of the bag. Alright, show me what you got, Byakugan princess. Azula grins. The two women exchange blows. Flashback 3 weeks ago. You want the scroll? Alright, I will allow you to have it. Hinata smiled. However, you must defeat Niji in a duel. You have to land all 128 palms. Do this and the scroll is yours to learn. Hinata was sparring with Niji for almost 3 hours without a break. Many of the clan watched. Hinata refuses to yield to Niji. She gets back up to her feet once again. Something has changed within Hinata, she's almost like a feral wolf. Is this because of the Inyazuka's influence or something else? He thought. Hinata wasn't seeing Niji, she was seeing her rival. I will not lose Naruto to her. Hinata thought. Niji charged in again. You're in my range. As he was about to strike, Hinata rotation. Hinata deflects Niji's strikes, causing him to lose his balance. Sorry Niji, but this match is over. With rapid quick strikes, Hinata struck Niji in all of his chakra points. As she makes the last strike, Niji falls to the ground. Time seems to stop. Everyone from Hiashi to even some of the elders were shocked. Did she just? An elder asked. Yes, I think she did. Way to go, big sister. Hanabi cheered. Hitomi, our daughter has become strong, you would be so proud of her. Hiashi thought. Hiashi approached Hinata and Niji. A very impressive display by both of you. Hinata started to release all of Niji's chakra points. Thank you, father. Hinata, come with me. She followed Hiashi into the clan vault. There he pulls out a large scroll and hands it to Hinata. This the final level of the gentle fist. You need near flawless control to use this attack. If you make a single mistake the attack will fail. I will treat this scroll with respect, father. I know you will. Flashback ends. Both Azula and Hinata were covered in bruises and have a smile of their face. Sorry Azula, but this ends now. Chakra begun to form around Hinata's fists as she charged in again. Azula dodges several attacks, but Hinata caught her at a right hook and then Hinata quickly followed up gentle fist. Twin lion fists. The next strike sent Azula flying several feet back. Many people including Naruto was surprised. The Hyuga elder cheer winner Hinenko said. The loud gasp could be heard from the stands, causing all eyes to focus on Azula. As she slowly got to her feet. That's impossible. A Hyuga elder shouted. You should be out of chakra after being hit with that. Other elders shouted. Azula spat out blood. I hate to admit it, Hinata, that was a great move. If I had chakra I would have been down for the count. Since you showed me your conviction, it's time I showed you mine. She grins. Azula's amber golden eyes started to glow brightly. Naruto senses energy all around him being drawn into Azula. Wait, is this Sage Chakra? He thought. Not Sage Chakra Kit, but the energy from nature itself. Kurama said. The area around the arena begun to insanely hot, ice in people's drink melted in an instant. What is this? Hinata thought. She starts sweating as the drops falls off Hinata's face. The drops of water evaporate before they hit the ground. Flashback, day 1 of training. Azula and Raizetsu gone to a training field besides the Forest of Death. If I may ask Lady Azula, why chosen me to help you train? I need your help with something. Back when the girls challenged me, I tapped into something. Into what? Something before that time I thought it was a legend. Only 2 people was able to reach that level of power. Avatar Fenikusu of the Sun Warriors and Avatar Uriachi of the North Water Tribes. Aren't both of them the only avatars that didn't use the avatar state? Yes. I assume it's because of this. Flashback ends. I don't have a name for this. From what I learned during the month of training. Our world is covered by a natural field of nature energy. I was able to tap into this field and greatly enhance my fire and lightning bending. This is just like what happened during my training with Avatar Uriachi. She used the nature energy to cause all of the water around her to freeze to ice instantly. Even her ice attack was greatly enhanced. Naruto thought. Not wanting to kill Hinata, Azula decided to prove her point and target the large boulder next to her. Azula's dark blue-purple flames melts the boulder. This is crazy, it's too hot, Hinata thought as she passed out from the heat. Anko checks on Hinata, winner Azula by knockout. Azula's eyes stopped glowing. You have done well, Hinata. You have my respect. Azula decides to follow Hinata out of the ring so they could have a private chat. The elders were pleased while she lost, she did prove herself to be worthy. We will make the announcement tomorrow. Azula, I owe you a huge debt for saving my daughter. Hiashi thought. Naruto decides to cool everyone off by causing a mist of cool water over the arena. Thanks, brat. Anko grins. No problem. Azula goes to the semifinals with Gaara. 10-minute break before we go the semifinal matches. First match will be announced shortly. Outside of Konoha. Zen of the Kumo Thunderbirds approach the front gates of Konoha. Name and reason for your business. Zen of the Kumo Thunderbirds. I have special permission to speak with Tsunade Senju. She is currently watching the Chunin exam finals. She asks that you please wait at a hotel. An Anbu will fetch you when she is ready. I understand. Stadium, medical room. Hinata wakes up feeling a cool rag to her forehead. She looks and sees Azula trying to cool her off. Sorry about that, I am still learning to use that form. Was this your plan to make me get stronger? Hinata asked. Yes, Naruto told me what your clan elders would do if you failed to impress them. So, I decided to aid you in your growth. Hinata sits up as a matriarch. You must protect all members of your family. Even your sister wives. I knew you deeply care for Naruto, so I have no objections for you to become one of his wives. To that end I decided to protect you as well. By becoming my rival. Yes. Hinata sighs as she lets go of her anger for Azula. I forgive you, Azula. Thank you. Attention all contestants still in the exam, report to the ring. I need to go. Hinata gets out of bed. Would you object of me moving in with you and Naruto? No. Stadium. The final 8 matches were announced as the following. Naruto vs Kiba, Azula vs Mei Terumi, Neji vs Rock Lee, Gaara vs Yujito Nai, Temari vs Shizuka, Kenkuro vs Shino, and Ino vs Kari. So, if I defeat Kiba, I will face either Neji or Rock Lee. Naruto thought. I was hoping to fight you. Kiba grins. First match, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze vs Kiba in Yuzuka. Other contestants return to the waiting area. Azula kisses Naruto on the cheek before she leaves. Alright then. Hinata takes her seat next to Hiashi and Hanabi. You have done well, Hinata. Thank you, father. I couldn't beat Azula. Nonetheless, I am proud of you. Be careful, Naruto. Hinata thought. Round 1 begins. Anko shouted as she jumps back. End chapter. So this part ends here. If you want to see next part of this series, like the video now and share the story with your friends. Bye bye.